Hello everyone, and welcome back to World of Warships Blitz with Terry. Today, we'll be looking at economics. And don't worry, that isn't as boring as it sounds. We'll be blowing ship up. But some have asked the questions, so how do you get enough silver in the game without spending any actual money to, buy ships? Because ships are expensive. The tier 10 ship, I think, costs about 12 million silver, plus the modules themselves cost over 1 million each. So if you're busy grinding up the trees, you very, very quickly get into situations where you need silver. You need silver to combine blueprints, because if you run out of blueprints, which happens more often than not, especially in higher tiers, because they need a lot of blueprints and you don't get them that often, then you need to combine lower tier blueprints, which costs money. And supplies cost money. And consumables cost money. And all those things cost money. So, how do you make sufficient amounts of silver? Now, the obvious way would be to spend real money on it. But that's not something we want to do, because you actually make sufficient amounts in the game if you do it right. So, let's look at the various ways how we can make money. First, an obvious way of making money is play the game. Because no matter how bad you do, unless you do absolutely nothing at all, you should get a small amount of silver. It's not like World of Tanks, where you can actually lose large amounts of money for premium ammunition. We don't have that here. So, playing the game, one thing, and we'll get to that in more detail in a minute, but some other ways are there. So, for example, missions. Right? So there are some missions that are relatively straightforward and easy to complete, like fight 3 battles. Doesn't have to be winning the battles, can be any tier, and that gives you, among other things, 15,000 silver. So that's a decent amount. I mean, it adds up, but you've only got so many missions you can actually do. They pay different amounts of money. So if we look at cause 4,000 fire damage, that gives 20k. Set fire 6 times gives 20k as well. What else we got? 4 battle medals gives 30k. So there are missions that are giving you more than others and might be easier to complete, right? So win 4 medals might be easier than fight 3 battles, and you actually get 3 times the money for it. So if you don't play very much and you have missions that you're relatively confident that you can complete them, then go for it and pick up the higher amounts. The weekly missions, they get, well, 35, 45, not that much more than the daily missions. So the daily missions all by themselves can get you quite a bit of money if you're going through all of them. So easily 100, 150,000 a day just from the missions, if you play frequently. If you're not so much. That's one way. There is another way, and I'll just show it to you for completeness sake. I'm not recommending you do this, but you might have noticed that there's a warehouse in this drop-down menu up here. And this is actually where your stuff is that you collect. So boosters, all kind of things, all kinds of supplies that show up over the time. And there's a button here, you can actually sell those. Right? So if you're saying, goodness gracious, what am I going to do with this many extra AA ammo things? You can actually sell them. They give you 75 credits each. You can also sell blueprints. So if you're saying, I am never, ever, ever going to use lower tier blueprints because I've unlocked all the lower tiers and I've got enough blueprints in higher tiers that I don't really need to combine up, then you can go and, sell these. So you could go and say, all right, I'll sell these for 500 each. If you sell 100 of them, it gives you 50,000 silver. So in a pinch, this is something you could do. The reason I'm not really going to recommend it is because of the blueprint research feature that had been introduced. And if you haven't seen it, blueprint research means that you take blueprints of a lower tier, 3 blueprints of the previous tier, and combine them into 1 blueprint of the next tier. And you have to pay for it. So if let's say you need a tier 5 blueprint, you take 3 tier 4 blueprints and pay 5,000 silver to combine them. Now, you obviously don't just need 1. Often you need like 10 or so. So very, very quickly you're in the hundreds of thousands of silver that you need to pay to do these things. But you also need the blueprints, the previous blueprints. So, for example, the one thing that I tend to run out very, very frequently is anything from the from the 3-star blueprints, right? So if you look at this one here, I haven't sold blueprints in ages, and these I could probably sell because I'm not going to have that many carriers, right? So that's the thing you can do. You can say I was going to sell 100 of these because I'm not playing. I don't have that many carriers. Really? Okay. I'll just do 10 for now. But you know, that gives you a small amount of silver. And the other ones though, things like hulls, anything hulls, guns, torpedoes, anti-aircraft, and the fire control systems, I would not recommend to sell these just because you're really going to need those in order to upgrade your ships completely. So that brings us, well, I'm not going to go into actually just spending money on it, but that's silly. But that brings us into the final point, really. It's besides from special events, right? So, for example, event shop here. If you go here, you see, I don't know. I'm just collecting these. What are these? Knots, probably, rope knots. You get 2,400 of them. You make 1,000,000 credits. Okay, fair enough. So these are things. Even if you don't use them, they get converted into silver afterwards. Not much, but it all adds up. But let's get to the main point of what's your actual income, which is, well, playing the game. So let's start the game. Let's start the game with something lower tier, right? So let's take, I'm currently on premium account. I haven't bought that. That just came out from the last season. But let's start with a tier 6, La Galicianaire. So you have you could put a normal camo on it, but I actually have camos laying around. So again, these came from the leagues, and I got these for free. So if you look at that, these actually give you a silver bonus, right? So we could fly the Sea Storm, or we could fly the Red Alert camo, which means we don't get the ship hit points and surface detection. So for a destroyer, this might not be really a viable thing. But for one of these things, you know, 50% silver bonus. So that's not terrible. So let's use that thing. Or maybe we'll just keep it realistic, right? But let's say you don't have this camo. You don't have this camo. You just use the Seaborne Assault. And just the standard loadout, I'm using supplies. I'm using consumables. Obviously, these cost money. As well, so be aware of that. So let's just play a normal game in the Galicianaire first, and then we'll see how much money we get at the end of it. Although maybe one thing we're going to put in is a booster, right? So if we're at tier 6, we're relatively confident that we can play a good game, because the amount of money you get at the end of the match depends on how well you ranked within your team, and if your team won or lost. So let's put just like a single stock booster in here, right? So this is a 20% silver booster. Okay, let's add that. Again, these are not things I'm actually buying anywhere. They just tend to show up every now and then from all kinds of things. So let's play a game in this one, and then we'll see what the numbers look like. Okay. We'll put top tier. 2 destroyers. And another Galicianaire on the other side. So what you obviously want to do is you want to make as many points as you can. The things that give you points are, well, capture circles, destroying ships, doing damage, shooting down aircraft. Anything that advances the game for your team gives you points. So let's see, there's a Molotov. What else we got? I'll probably want to get across to that little island over there and make sure nothing nasty comes around the flank here, because we've got a battleship. There's a Bayern. So I want to make sure that he's safe. And no destroyers come around this way. At the same time, we don't want to get anywhere near. Where's the carrier? Oh, these bot carriers. That's why they're not doing anything. Who's torping? Torping what? Oh, he's doing. Okay, slow down so I'm not running into his torps. Where are there's the grass. Okay, there's another Kirov. Okay. Let's say hi. Set him on fire. The grass has torpedoes. So we want to be careful. There comes the whole bunch of them. So let's Let's disengage a little bit. Anybody from over that side? Okay, smart player. Let's send another set of torpedoes this way. And just keep firing at them. Okay, we're safe from the New Mexico. There's the Kirov. There's the de Grasse again. Okay, battleship, you need to kill that de Grasse. That's your job. Oh, he's reversing. Okay. Who's pushing? Is anyone pushing? The Gnevny's standing back, really. Okay. There's a Farragut coming. Gnevny is standing back. Kirov comes out. Okay, that should be the end of that Kirov. No. Okay, there he's down.
Enemy torpedoes spotted.
Okay, that destroyer that we need to deal with. That's our task here. Let's do the rapid reload. And make him regret his life choices. Slam on the brakes in case he torps.
Good job.
Other than that, we're just broadsiding in. Forward again. And that's the Farragut for us. Okay, that one's down. Who's next? We've still got that Gnevny sitting back there. Just firing at people. But we're doing well here. There's the New Mexico. Let's get a bit closer. Yep, he's seen us. Okay, there's the Gnevny. Dangerous little DD. New Mexico is going forward, so send torps out that way. And just keep fire up on the Gnevny. Gnevny's on fire. Gnevny's out of torp range. And that should be the end of the Gnevny. There we go. Okay, what else is left? The New Mexico. Alright then. And the Gnevny torps. They're actually not gonna have range. So let's chase down that New Mexico. Oh, we haven't really had a chance to do too much damage because our team has murdered everybody. That's when you have a good team. Ah, he's dead. Just in case. No, he's dead. Okay, let's chase down the carrier. Good job, everybody.
Good job.
That was pretty good. Enjoying that from our team. Yo, oh, we've got someone from Yoho. Yeah, I know you guys. You've been giving me grief before. Carrier. High explosive will do. Yeah, good players. Good players in that crew.
Attack my target. Sink that ship.
Yep, we're on it. Where's the CV? Where did he? There he is. Okay. Let's reload active. See if we can set him on fire. We did get the Confederate. No need for torpedoes. He's not going to survive long enough for our torpedoes to even reach him. It's just a question of who gets the kill. Nope. The Bayern gets it. Okay. Good job. So, how did we do? That was a short one. We pretty much outright murdered that team. So, how did we do? We didn't get the battle star, obviously. We didn't do enough damage. There wasn't enough left to do damage on. But we did come second in the team just after the Bayern. So you see the score comes out of your damage numbers, the amount of ships you destroyed, the amount of aircraft destroyed, and the capture points. And nobody has a capture point because, well, that was domination. But anyway, so how much money did we make? Let's take a look. So let's start from the XP. So we got 10,420 credits in battle. We got 600 credits fleet bonus. then because I'm currently running premium, that gives me 50% bonus. So that wouldn't be there otherwise. And the booster, the 20% booster we put on there, gives us another 20%, obviously. Then we have to resupply all the consumables, so all the repair kits and things that we've burned through, plus my supplies that I'm using. So if you're in need of money and you're low on funds, you might want to consider taking the supplies out. It gives you a little bit less power, but it might give you more money on the long run, because that's another 2,250 that you don't really need to deal with. And the service cost is just depending on the tier. So the higher the tiers, the higher the service cost gets. So you don't really want to play tier 10s for making money, because first of all, it's going to be much harder to get very good in a battle, and to get a good result in a battle and be top of your team. And the service cost is higher. So on an average, on a tier 10, you're going to make a lot less money than on lower tiers. Or you don't want to go too low either, but like a good place, probably let's say the highest tier where you're confident that you can do really good in the team, like first or second. So all in all, we got 12,000 silver out of that. Now, the other thing that you might notice is that little add button here. So you can plus 50% that still, right? But you only get, I think, a limited number of charges per day, so of ads that you can watch. So you want to use these when you're having a really good result. Now, again, if you look at the ships on the top right, I'll switch over to the grass so you can see what I mean. On the top right corner of that little box here, there's like there basically, there's a first victory bonus, and sometimes that first victory bonus is going to double your silver income. So these are scenarios where you can use this 50% ad bonus very easily to make some more money. Now we've completed a mission, so let's go over here. We got a mission completed. That gives us another 35k silver. So out of weekly missions. So we'll do that one. So I switch over to the set fire mission, because what I'm going to do next is play the... Where are we going? Play the... I have too many ships. Did I mention that? I have too many ships? Okay, the British over here. Play the Nelson. There we go. Nelson is what I wanted to say. Okay, the Nelson. Now, the Nelson is a premium ship. And premium ships give, by default, more... I think most of them give 25% additional silver. The Nelson doesn't give any additional XP for the captain training, but she does give an additional 50% silver as far as I know. So we're going to throw another, now we're going to use the camo I have laying around here from the league, and it's going to give me another 50% silver bonus. And in addition to that, we're going to throw in a couple of higher ranking boosters. Right, so this one gives us 50% silver bonus and reduces the service cost by 20%. And this one gives us 250% silver bonus and reduces the service cost by 50%. Now, that's like a neat stack of things. So let's play the Nelson and let's see what that's going to look like. Okay, we're top tier. What do we have on the enemy team? Colorado, Gneisenau, New Mexico, 2 cruisers, 2 destroyers. Very nice mix. So we're going to obviously switch over to the high explosive. Except when we have a broadsiding Pensacola, maybe. And, well, we'll run on the inside flank here, because we can shift our fire very easily to either direction. So, switch over to the high explosive. And see that we go towards the central island and do center line cap defense, basically, until we know exactly where the enemy team is going.
Hello.
Oh. Hello there. Okay. Turrets to the front. Forward march. And let's wait for the Mayhem to figure out what we got there. An Alba. Yeah, nice ship. Not a terrible tier 6 cruiser. Okay, there's one of the battleships. That doesn't tell us much yet. We're detected, obviously. Because Nelson has a detection range up to the next map. I can still inch a bit more forward, and then we can start opening fire on people. Like that York over there. Okay, turn in. Colorado is firing at us, and he overshot. Unless he didn't shoot at us. Okay, let's return the favor then. Any DDs around here? Not yet, not quite yet. Okay. High explosive out. Let's see if we can set someone on fire over there. Okay, where's our team going? We're focusing the Colorado, but there's a New Mexico coming in. So it's going to be harder to target the Colorado. Oh, there we go. Waterline and fire out. Okay, our team is lemming training this way. Okay, fire set.
Enemy torpedoes spotted.
Where torps? Oh, there torps. Okay, which one was that? The Colorado? Do I get another shot out at the Colorado? Probably not. But we do need to take a bit care that we're not abandoning the other flank here. So, because they seem to be pushing around this way. Colorado has almost stopped. So fire out at the Colorado. And that's about as far as we want to go. Oh, no fires. Damn it. That's disappointing. Okay, they're extremely defensive over there. So let's keep shooting at them then. Okay, there we go. But that was the Gneisenau, not the Colorado. Okay, Gneisenau damage cons. Wow. That's one defensive team. They're playing ship of the line over there. Okay, give me that. Give me the Gneisenau. I want to set the Gneisenau on fire. There we go. Permafire. Can I get another one? Where are their DDs? Seriously. This is the weirdest battle. Okay, that's one down. What else do we got? Colorado is making a push on the left. So that's fine. We'll just keep our distance. Keep the front towards the enemy. And see if we can set him on fire. Let's take some shots on the nose. There's nothing big quite yet. I'm not sure where the destroyers are. I'm almost suspecting that someone is going to make their way over to the cap circle. But, okay, that's one fire. That's three fires. He damage cons, obviously. He needs to. Oh, my heal. And that's some torps against the Colorado. Come on out. Come on out. Okay, forward again. We should be running right into those. Turn in. Oh, no more fires. Oh, Mayhem. Okay. Full on turn. Slow forward. Full turn. Auto secondaries. Go up. Light him up. Bollocks. I've got lost visuals. Here come the torps. It's gonna hurt. We take two. Okay. Now, I need to kill this guy. Give me broadside. Oh, that's disappointing. Oh. Problem is, we've got a Colorado full speed ahead. Let's see if I can bypass his guns, because I really need that Mayhem to die before he gets to... Oh, he got torps out again. Crap. Yeah, he was on the reload. I'm gonna eat one of those. Am I not? Yeah, okay, no flooding. It's outside range of the secondaries. We have auto secondaries can work the Colorado over. Ow. Okay, Mayhem fired. Okay, I need the Mayhem dead. Mayhem needs to die. Do not like the Mayhem. Okay. That's the Mayhem down. Okay. Now the Colorado's turn. do want to turn the ship around. Oh, he's the last one alive anyway. There we go, that's a fire. And battle is almost over. Okay! Whew. That turned out to be a bit more exciting than I initially thought. But, okay. That was a weird one. Nobody wanted to push both. They were super defensive in the line. If we had pushed into them, they would have murdered everybody. But that went well. Okay, so let's see what we got. We may first of all put ranking position. We're first in the team. Most damage done. 2 ships sunk. So that's good. And well, we were top tier, so that's kind of expected. And we, in terms of money, so we made 15,000 base silver. You remember the last battle? We made second place for 12,000. This is a tier 7. First place, 15,000. So this is round about the base you can imagine. So then we get 7,500 bonus for the premium ship. Because remember, the Nelson, 50% silver bonus. Then we get another 7,500 for the camouflage, because that gives us another. Then we get another 7,500 for the premium account. Okay, given. And then come in the boosters. And that was, I think, 50% and 250%. So that would be 700. Yeah, that sounds 200% and 50%, something like that. So again, the booster stuck on top of this. And we'll end up with a reduced service cost as well. So we end up with 82,000 all in all. Now, obviously, we can't do this in every game because, you know, we don't have unlimited boosters. But if you can go through, let's say you go through 10 boosters, you go through 20 boosters, right? Do 20 games with a setup like this, you easily make 1 million credits to 1.5 million. So this is a scenario now where you can actually go watch an ad, because that gives you an additional 40,000 credits because it's 50% of the total. So this is a scenario where you could do that, right? And honestly, yeah, this is how money comes in. So I'm not saying you have to buy premium ships. As you've seen, you can totally make money with non-premium ships, and use your boosters wisely and use your special camouflages wisely. If you and just basically, if you're grinding for silver, play games where you're in a tier where you're relatively sure that you're going to do well in a ship that you're happy to do well, and that gives you the best position, because everything is a percentage of the base amount of silver that you get. The best position in the team and the ranking at the end of the battle gives you the most base silver, which increases the percentage of everything that sits on top of it. So all the boosters are going to give you more, all the camos are going to give you more, all those things. So yeah, these were kind of two, I won't say extremes, but like a normal and a relatively extreme one. But this is how money comes in, and honestly, it just stacks relatively quickly. So I usually have around 20 million silver around. Sometimes I spend a bit to upgrade ships, and then sometimes I go off. Another thing that I do, and maybe this is the last point we're making, if you've got ships that you're never ever really playing anymore, they're not premiums. Like, let's say I'm saying, like, oh my gosh, I've got the T-22. I'm really never going to play the V-170 anymore. Right? It's just like, when am I ever going to play this ship again? It just clogs up a ship slot, and I have to pay gold to increase my ship slots, and you know, I really, really don't need that ship anymore. You can sell those things, right? You don't get too much for it, but you can totally just go and sell that. Now, I'm not going to sell this one because I'm probably going to make a tier 4 tips and tricks about it, but that's something you can do, right? So if you've got ships that you haven't played in ages, and you just got swimming in your harbor and you're not totally attached to them, you can sell those things. That gives you money as well. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope that clarifies a bit on where the money comes from and how you can make money. And I hope everybody had a good time. So that's it for today. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.